So I think that any green urbanism practice or approach to create a more biolific city would help Toronto. I mean, in general, biolific approaches could help any city in a perfect world because it's a matter of taking another step closer to becoming more sustainable and creating a healthier city, which um, puts the city in a better position than before, right? If those approaches are actually implemented. Right now, you can look up the Green Standard in Toronto by just typing in like the City of Toronto Green Standard, and see what developers have to implement in their designs in order to create a more green and sustainable city. One of these standards includes having to have a minimum of a single tree be able to provide shade to at least 5 parking spaces in a parking lot. Obviously, there could be more, but you can't have no less than that. Um, In 2006, a green roof strategy was approved and led to over 100 green roofs being built. And then in 2009, the City Council of Toronto actually forced all buildings and retrofits that have more than 2,000 square meters of floor area to actually have to include a green roof, which led to another 100 or so green roofs being built. So currently, there are actually a lot of green approaches that are already set in place. There isn't much physical green space, like recreational green space in the city, and I can't seem to find much information on how much space Toronto has to build new green spaces. So I think it would be more helpful for them if they start implementing the same strategies that Singapore did, where they turn existing buildings into green buildings by building hanging gardens on large pillars or on the inside of the building. Um, they start planting trees to create more canopy layers to provide shade and cool cities off. Um, on large walls that are just concrete walls, you could also put hanging gardens there. In high flood areas, you could create infrastructure made of mostly plants that will help combat the flooding by absorbing the water and blocking a lot of the runoff. Any of these approaches would help cool down the city, make the air cleaner, obviously combat the carbon emissions in the high traffic areas, and combat flooding, which Toronto has a pretty big problem with.